morning, everyone. How are you doing? This is Faith at Faith and Books. I thought I would just do a check-in because I think it's been maybe 10 days since my last video. I thought I'd do a check-in with what I've been reading. Hold on, I had to get a book. So I've only completed one book so far in October. Let me see if I can bring it up for you. I'm not prepared for this. I just decided to do this on the spur of the moment. Okay. Let me see if I can find the cover for this. Hold on. Here we go. Yes. So I finished The Red House Mystery by A.A. Milne. It was very enjoyable. It was light. It was funny. It's one of those country house type mysteries where there's all these people at this house. Though this was different because, well, it was just different. I don't want to give you any spoilers in case you want to, or even too many details. But I finished it and found it very enjoyable. And then I started reading The Viaduct Murders by Ronald Knox. So both of these are for the Detection Club reading event that is hosted by Talia Nerds Out and Marlicia's Meanderings. And you just have to read one book. It's for the whole final quarter of the year. So it's October, November, December. To participate, you just have to read one book written by somebody in the Detection Club. Agatha Christie was a founding member. But I'm trying to read the more obscure ones. I've actually read The Red House Mystery and The Viaduct Mystery before, but I barely remembered them. So I decided to reread them for this. And I'm finding that they're very similar. It's A.A. Milne and Ronald Knox. So I think they were contemporaries. There's a lot of similarities. So people come across a murder or a body, after it's happened. And then there's a question about whether it's suicide or murder, and the police go with the suicide, but these amateur sleuths decide it must be murder, and so they start doing the investigation. There's a lot of that British banter going on, so it's very light that way and comical or humorous. In the Red House Mystery, there's two guys, and they literally pretend they're Sherlock and Watson. Like, they literally say, okay, I'll be Sherlock and I'll do this and you be my Watson. And the same with the Viaduct Murder. It's not the same because there's four guys who are being the amateur sleuths, but they make a lot of references to Sherlock and Watson. And in both, I think there's an ethical issue going on because in both they kind of withhold information that they know from the police. And so there's a little bit of an issue now. A.A. Milne addresses that. I'm only about 45% through The Viaduct Murder. And so I don't know how Ronald Knox is going to address it. So I will say that while they're both very British, Ronald Knox comes across as a little more learned. He was a real scholar. Not that A.A. Milne is dumb in any way, but it's just a little tiny bit more highbrow, like Latin quotes and stuff like that. So Ronald Knox was a priest. I think he was a Monsignor, who was also a well-respected theologian, as well as a detective mystery or a murder mystery author. So anyway, so it's really interesting to see the similarities in their story writing style. So I really enjoyed The Red House Mystery, and I'm enjoying The Viaduct Mystery too. So yeah, but the Red House Mystery is the only book that I've completed. But I'm doing really well with my Victober stuff. So this is how far I am in A Mutual Friend, and I'm mostly listening to it. Really enjoying the narrator, and always think I'm going to look up his name before I get on here because he's really, really good. But I think that's helping me enjoy it. But I just think it's one of Dickinson's better works. It reads really smoothly. It doesn't feel verbose to me at all. So I'm up to chapter 20, I'm up to chapter 11, but in which book? I don't know what book I'm in. Might be book 3. I think I'm either right on par with the schedule, or I might be a chapter ahead, I think. Book 3, yeah, book the 3rd. So yeah, so I'm up to that. So yeah, really, really enjoying that one. That's just really a surprise for me, because I do like Dickens and I want to read all of Dickens, but I do think he gets too verbose. And even though I love Little Dorrit and I love Nicholas Nickleby, the last 2 Dickens that I've read, I did feel like it was too long. And I'm not feeling that at all for A Mutual Friend. And then I'm reading the McDermotts of Ballycloran or Ballycloran. I don't know how to say it. And this is excellent. This is Trollope's first published novel, and I am really enjoying it. It's quintessential Trollope. Like, he's already there, fully formed. In terms of plot and the kind of characters that people his novels and the kind of tensions that occur, and it's just really, really good. The hardest thing about it, though, is the dialect, and I've gotten better. I got used to it, but it took me a while. It slowed me down starting it. And the other thing is that his depiction of just the utter poverty of the Irish, that's unusual, because he usually does kind of upper class or maybe middle class, but this is just, these people are absolutely destitute. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this one, and I'm buddy reading it with Katie at Books and Things, and we've been having some good discussions about it. So yeah, so I'm doing well. So Victober is just going wonderfully for me. I have not read any Tennyson yet, and I think I should do that. And what else is going on with me? I've been busy. I've been much busier than I thought, because we've been doing a lot of entertaining. We had, last couple of weeks ago, before it was October, I had a tea party, an afternoon tea party one Sunday, as kind of a reunion for all the moms that I used to hang out with when I was homeschooling. Some of those are still in the homeschooling circle, but I've sort of moved away. And so it was really nice to see them. And that was fun to bake stuff for them and stuff. So we had like a tea. And then this past weekend, it was my husband's birthday. Well, first it was my daughter and her husband's wedding anniversary. So we watched their kids, and then we got to hold the new baby a lot. And then it was my husband's birthday. And then it was the grandson who lives with me. He's now 10. So it was his birthday. So we're doing a lot of birthday stuff. And I'm doing a lot of volunteer stuff at my church, which is mostly, right now, it's mostly like emails and Zoom meetings, that sort of thing. And then, but still, it takes up time. And then, what else have I been doing? Trying to read, but these are my reasons why I'm not reading as much as I should. I thought I would be reading so much, because I'm not watching my grandsons regularly. And I am working through Isaiah. This is going along swimmingly. I love this. This is the one I'm sort of relying on more. Then if I have time, I'll read this as a supplement. But I don't like the way this one's set up. It's really broken up. And this one was expensive. I'm kind of ruining that I bought it. This is much easier to learn from, because the way it's set up, it has the verse and then the notes right underneath it. And it just makes for a more coherent experience. Whereas this, it's so chopped up that it doesn't work for me. This has almost too much information. Like I just can't take in all that information. Whereas this seems to have just the right amount. So yeah, so I'm really enjoying learning about Isaiah and the history and the culture and all the references, and it's really, really fascinating. So I am glad to be doing it. It seems to be, we have a number, this has been the most popular reading event on my theology book club this year. So that's kind of exciting. So, all right, and then the other thing that, because I've already talked 10 minutes, I have already been thinking about November, because in November, there are 2 events going on. Oh my gosh, what was the second one? Well, the first one was Dr. No, not Dr. November. And I think one of the hosts is Book Time with Elvis, Mark at Book Time with Elvis, and they're going to read The Quiet American. And I want to read all of Graham Greene's work. So, and I have not read that one. So I have to get a copy, but I'm gonna try and participate in that in November. And there was some other thing going on in November that I cannot remember it now. So I'll have to talk about that later. But I already have other plans in November as well. Anyway, it's too early to talk about November, so I don't think I will. I think I will stop babbling, and I will wish you happy reading and happy Victober. Oh, the weather is so nice today. It's really feels like fall. So yeah, I'm enjoying all the fall vibes. I really am. Anyway, all right, I will stop babbling and talk to you later. One reason why maybe my reading has slowed down a little bit is this puzzle, which is so hard. And oh my gosh, I spent so much time over it to get maybe 6 pieces in. So I started this on October 1st. It's 1,000 pieces. And you can see there's some pieces over there, some pieces over there. This is what it's supposed to look like. And it's really, really hard. I'm really struggling with it. So yeah, so that's slowing me down. Instead of reading last night, I was working over this.